Liverpool are now looking to sign the complete World Cup star in a trade deal for Kostas Tsimikas. Liverpool are now looking to sign World Cup star Adrien Rabiot, and Italian sources have reported that they may offer Konstantinos Tsimikas in a trade deal. The Reds were in the market for midfield reinforcements, bringing Arthur Melo on the last day of the summer on a season loan deal from Juventus. However, the Brazilian played only one substitute under Jürgen Klopp before being sidelined with a muscle injury. Thiago and Jordan Henderson have also suffered injuries this season, while Fabrizio has not been in his usual best shape for Liverpool. It looks like the course could turn to Juve's midfielder Rabiot and even offered Tsimikas as part of the deal. Italian sources reported that Rabiot has questions about his future and that his contract will expire at the end of the season. As time goes on his current deal, Liverpool could move for a complete midfielder in January. The Reds could offer Tsimikas as part of a trade deal for the French player, and while the old lady needs reinforcements at left back, an excellent trade deal could emerge. However, reports indicated that Juve is still evaluating a possible contract renewal for Rabiot. Tsimikas mainly played as a backup option to Andy Robertson during his time at Anfield. However, the 26-year-old player showed impressive images in the absence of the Scottish. Rabiot has been associated with a fairly frequent transfer to the Premier League in the last few windows, with Tottenham, Manchester United and Arsenal reportedly showing interest. The 27-year-old is currently in the World Cup with France and took off last night. The midfielder entered the leaderboard and provided an assist in France's 4-1 win over Australia. Rabiot has been in excellent form for Juve this year as well, scoring 5 goals and scoring 2 assists in 16 games. Frankly, my personal opinion is that Rabiot cannot provide a long-term solution to Liverpool's midfield problems. Rabiot will probably be a good short-term option for the Reds and is having a good season in Italy. But Liverpool desperately need a high-energy midfielder who can deliver real quality from the middle of the park. Rabiot struggled to produce it consistently, while showing bright flashes in Turin. After his connections with midfielders like Jude Bellingham and Moises Caicedo, Rabiot would become a depressing sign for Klopp's men. However, it can be a good transfer if it is taken next to these names. Because there are many players leaving the Liverpool midfield, and just signing an expensive midfielder will not close the gap. Therefore, it seems reasonable to transfer Rabiot without paying any money with a barter agreement. It is wise for the Reds, who will have to spend a high budget for the midfield, to solve their alternative options with such methods. Do you think Rabiot is the right name for Liverpool? Liverpool are trying harder than any other club to sign the record-breaking, scary player this week. Liverpool are working hard behind the scenes to sign Jude Bellingham, their biggest target in midfield. The Reds are vying with a number of elite clubs to sign England's most sensational midfielder next summer. According to Sky Sports, Liverpool is seen as the club that did the hardest work to lure Bellingham inside. This work is said to have been done over a long period, with interest dating back to the young man's time in Birmingham. Interest in Bellingham is, of course, fierce. Manchester City, Real Madrid and Manchester United are also trying to kidnap him, including in the transfer race. After just one game of the World Cup this winter, you can already see why Borussia Dortmund are reluctant to put a price on Bellingham. If Monday's demonstration against Iran continues, its value will continue to rise. Given the nod to Gareth Southgate in his England debut at the World Cup, Bellingham showed exactly why he was so coveted. Jude, who came late from the midfield, entered the penalty area without being noticed. It was then perfectly padded, reminiscent of his idol Steven Gerrard. This goal made Bellingham the second youngest English goalscorer in World Cup history. Yet it wasn't just that. The Dortmund man's all-round match against Iran was very impressive. Despite his teenage years, Bellingham played midfield alongside Declan Rice. Already the leader of his club, you can easily see him buying armbands for his country one day. This may be a little off, but it's definitely in his hands. Only 19 years old, he is already one of the emerging stars of world football. No wonder Jermaine Janers labelled it scary. In the past weeks, Romano stated that he had contacted Liverpool's close circle and was working to persuade the player. Jude Bellingham is undoubtedly one of the most valuable assets in the world right now. While his club performance was enough to put him ahead, what he's done now at the World Cup is truly incredible. It's obvious that Liverpool want him very much, but it is true that Klopp also finds him very suitable for their system and wants to see him in their team. Jude Bellingham is old enough to reign in Liverpool midfield for years. Moreover, his former Premier League experience promises that he will not have any adaptation problems. I hope very soon he will scare the opponent with the Liverpool jersey. Liverpool's young star put up an impressive performance at the World Cup. Liverpool defender Ibrahima Konaté fought for France last night and clearly showed why Jürgen Klopp should use him more often. The former Leipzig star was unfortunately injured this season and had to spend time away from the team. But it also took a lot of time. Reds boss Jürgen Klopp offered other options in the 2022-2023 season and was impressed by Konaté last night. France are the winners of the last World Cup and started their campaign with a classy 4-1 win over Australia. Konaté partnered with Dayot Upamecano at the heart of the rear four and it did not disappoint. The 23-year-old has actually received some criticism from some sections of the French media, but statistics show that he is performing quite well. France fell behind against the Australians, but they are back to flex their title identities once again. Olivier Giroud opened a bracket, while Adrien Rabiot and Kylian Mbappé were also among the goals. Defensively, France was pretty solid and Konaté put on a performance that showed why Didier Deschamps was placed in the starting lineup. Konaté won 4 aerial tackles and tackled the ball 115 times over the course of 90 minutes. The Liverpool star also made 4 gaps and finished the game with a tackle and an interception. His passing was also good and his regular play with Virgil van Dijk has made an impact on his game. Konaté has made 99 passes and only Upamecano has completed more than that for the France national team. Once the World Cup is over, it will be a decision Klopp has to make before Liverpool's debut. Konaté hasn't played much this season but is now fully in shape. He definitely deserves to be part of the Reds team setup. He showed maturity beyond his sensitive years last night and it's fair to say he's extremely strong. Konaté looks like a very good player for France in the World Cup and their defensive numbers are pretty solid against Australia. Klopp will be an engaging spectator last night and will be pleased with what he sees from the centre-back. Konaté proved himself last night and after this World Cup, he deserves a decent run in the team at Anfield. In fact, it seems that his playing will be a decision that concerns not only this year, but also the coming years. Because Joel Matip and Virgil van Dijk are getting older and one of the names expected to replace them gradually is Konaté. He was already transferred for this reason and now he seems to have managed to improve his form to achieve that.